Hello everyone, this is Rachel live from Kalkine Studios and you're watching the IPO Corner, a show that's dedicated to the IPO market and brings you hot public offerings and all important information about the listing companies under the spotlight. Let's take a look at the initial public offerings slated to make their debut on the Australian Securities Exchange next week. From Biome Australia and Alloggio Group, Australian share markets witnessed more than 20 public issues listing in the month of November. However, it seems that the IPO rush is far from over and the action continues, with 8 more companies lined up to start trading on the domestic exchange next week. That list includes American West Metals, Australian Bond Exchange Holdings, the Hyrdation Pharmaceuticals Company, 5E Advanced Materials, Larvotto Resources, Newmark Property REIT, Panther Metals and Ronin Resources. First up, let's take a look at nickel, cobalt and gold company Panther Metals. They're set to list their shares on the Australian Securities Exchange on the 10th of December. The miner looked to raise $5 million at 20 cents a share in its IPO. It's the Australian subsidiary of London Stock Exchange listed mineral exploration company, which focuses on precious metals in Canada and Australia. Sanlam Private Wealth and Kerr Allen Financial have been appointed as joint lead managers. Next up is property fund manager Newmark Property REIT, which is slated to be listed on the 6th of December. Having pulled the brakes on an IPO back in March, Newmark is making another attempt to list its shares on the ASX. The company is eyeing to raise $128.3 million for $344.6 million market capitalisation at the listing. The offer was priced at $1.90 a security. This is down from the $140 million that Newmark Capital was eyeing for the REIT back in February, before delaying it in March. The company has recruited Credit Suisse, E&P Corporate Advisory, MA Moelis Australia and Morgan Stanley as joint lead managers, and the joint underwriters also of the offer. Newmark plans to issue 67.7 million shares, which on listing would be around 37% of the total securities on issue. About 75% of the raise is expected to come from retail investors, while 25% will stem from institutions. Next up, metal mineral deposits discovery and development company American West Metals is set to list soon on the Australian Securities Exchange. Although the dates and prices may change, the company is pegged to start trading publicly on the ASX on the 7th of December. The company had looked to raise up to $15 million in its initial public offering. The offer is priced at 20 cents per share and the business expects to list with a $34.9 million market cap if it raises the full $15 million. Canaccord Genuity was appointed as lead manager to the IPO, which opened for subscription between the 8th of November and the 19th of November. Next up, we have Australian Bond Exchange. They offer bond trading, settlement and custodial services to wholesale investors. They propose to raise $10.4 million in their IPO. The company plans to issue 16 million shares at 65 cents each, which would give it a $76 million expected market cap at listing. Stock Marketplace and Pulse Markets were appointed as lead managers. ABE was established back in 2015 to create a bridge between the wholesale over-the-counter bond market and the public, and has undergone significant growth since then. Now, before we move to the next companies, let's take a very short break here. I'll be back soon.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on the Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
Welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. Now, consumer products company, the Hyrdation Pharmaceuticals Company, is set to start trading on the domestic exchange on the 9th of December. The company aims to raise as much as $17 million via the issuance of new shares at an offer price of 29 cents per share. The offer opened on the 11th of November and closed on the 26th of November. They are a consumer products company that markets and sells a range of liquid, tablet and powder healthy hydration solutions products into the North American markets of Canada and the United States under the Hydralite brand. Next up, Australian copper and gold explorer Larvotto Resources is all set to list on the ASX under the ticker code LRV. In their IPO, the company is selling up to 30 million shares at an offer price of 20 cents per share to raise up to $6 million. The company is expected to start trading publicly on the ASX on December the 6th, albeit the dates and prices may change. Canaccord Genuity and Aitken Murray Capital Partners have been appointed as lead managers. And lastly, we have mining company Ronin Resources. They're pegged to start trading publicly on the ASX on the 10th of December. The company looked to raise $5 million at 20 cents a share in its initial public offering. CPS Capital Group was appointed as lead manager to manage the offer. And retail investors had between the 8th of November and the 29th of November to participate in the Ronin Resources IPO. Well, that's all for now for the IPO Corner show. Stay tuned to Kalkine TV. We have many more shows lined up for you, sharing live updates across the economy, markets and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off for now.